At every stage of the life cycle, from the moment the fossil fuel are extracted to their transformation, use, and discarded as waste, plastics poisons our health and our environment.
The conversation isn't about whether or not we need the solutions, or indeed whether or not the solutions will happen, but how they will happen. What the Plastic Solutions Fund is doing is putting the first two R's back into the system. We need to focus on reduction and then reuse before we think about recycling. In many countries, reuse has been part of the local solutions to this problem for a very long time. We need to learn what we can from that and build those local solutions into a larger system that involves both the fast-moving consumer goods companies and local solutions that, like in India, where people have been providing food in reusable containers for decades.
The vision is to have these kinds of reuse projects that are now happening in various places around the world be bigger scale and scaled up. To do that, of course, is by collaborating on a radical scale and acknowledging that products do cross geographies. Products cross from Europe into Indonesia and vice versa. And that's why we need to have the big brands that are headquartered in Europe working with local reuse service companies that are working in Indonesia, having the right policies to enable that and have the financing that invests in that.
One of the exciting developments that we're seeing is global brands like Unilever and Nestle starting to work on policy change, setting targets for reuse that helps them build the markets.
For reuse to be a big part of the trade system now, the market system today, we need to have standards. So I worked with PR3, the Global Reuse Alliance, to create a global set of standards. We use the same parameters of safety and health when it comes to what we mean by good washing for reuse. What do we mean by good container design for reuse? What do we mean by good incentives to ensure that reuse containers actually get back to the supply chain, get back to the distributors to be washed and reused again.
Evidence from the field suggests that reuse will make up as much as 70% of the solution to the single-use packaging problem. That's an incredibly important economic transformation opportunity. And whilst the numbers still are coming in, it looks like the economic value of a market like that in Europe and in California, two of the largest markets in the world, is in the tens of billions of dollars, in fact the hundreds of billions of dollars.
Really seen the shift around how the world is talking around plastic. 10 years ago, there's no recognition of the problem, and now we're seeing the world coming together. You have a global movement, the Break Free from Plastic. You have countries coming together, believing that what we have in our hands are enough solutions to address the problem of plastic pollution.
When it comes to solutions, those solutions are solutions like community-based solutions, where our communities have now started to reteach some of these old practices, like how to build and make bowls and cups and plates out of adobe, out of earth. And so that way when you're done with it, you're just returning the earth back to earth, right?
What we need to do is put the system in place that allows businesses large and small to take advantage of that economic opportunity.
My dream for the future is for reuse to be in every store and every shelf. That the options are so available and so convenient for customers that it is just a no-brainer for customers to choose reuse. That's my vision for reuse, and I really think that it's actually feasible.